And we are back. I am Matt Connolly. I am joined by
Nigel Walsh. Okay,
and this is Unfiltered. Nigel, it's a pleasure. How are you?
I am enjoying the sunshine in shorts and t-shirts, and I think you are in a different climate.
Yeah, I am an hour and a half down the road, and it is grey sky and pretty chilly. It's been raining, but that's England.
I mean,
for
that's
you,
good
isn't it?
for the garden, but I mean, it's 24 degrees, 23 degrees where I am.
Mate, it's a beautiful thing. I was meant to be mowing the lawn today, but that has been cancelled, possibly for the next 2 weeks by the looking at the forecast. That's like, oh well. How has your week been, Nigel Walsh? Tell
I
me.
have had a very kind to myself week because I've been on the ground for probably the last month or 2 months, it feels like. And I travel again tomorrow. I've completely messed up the fact it's a bank holiday. And I
Oh,
want
yes.
to service now knowledge on tomorrow for 22,000 people registered to go to our event. So I'm super looking forward to it, actually. Be really,
Are you
really
going to
cool.
be flying out with people you know, or?
I have no idea. I always find out afterwards. You go, oh, you're on the flight as well. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I am. It's, as always, when you send out lots of people, you're bound to bump into folks, aren't you?
Maybe
So,
they just don't see you when you're in your suite and you close the
or
door,
maybe they just don't want to talk to me.
or that. Yeah.
Maybe it's more
Amazing.
that. So no, I'm looking forward to it. I've had a great week. It's
Good.
been good. I've been in the city most days. It's been sunny most days. Yeah, life's good. Life's really good at the moment, actually.
Mate,
You?
were you in
What do
town
you-
on? Yeah, good. I was in London Monday. I just didn't even think of giving you a shout. Were you in town?
Not Monday. Usually Wednesday,
Well, there you
Thursday.
go. Only
I-
one in the city at any time.
Yes, we're not allowed to have. You can't have the energy of Matt and Nigel at once in London.
Imagine if we were to meet in person. Hey, that'd be something. On that note,
It will
Nigel,
never take off. It will never take off.
we are going to be doing another High Rocks. That's and if that can't be the only time we meet up in person, by the way. But we're going to do a relay. That's what has been agreed, albeit I don't think you've officially agreed to it. But
I don't think I've
yeah,
agreed to. I'm not sure I get a choice, but I'm definitely up for it because I just
good.
know you like seeing me sweaty and working out in my new spelt strong shape. So I'm
100%. You
all in.
won't be needing knee braces. Oh no.
I might still be needing those, but just for
Okay.
precaution. Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows? I did get back to
Uh,
running actually this week, so I'm quite happy with that. Actually, it's back to running last week, so
back
I'm
to
very
running.
happy.
Yeah, that's good to hear, mate. That is. You're looking great. So well done. And also, you were showing me before we get into it too much. Your Nigel Walsh Health OS, which is brilliant, right? So
Well,
inspired, no doubt, from my own chat. You brought
was.
all your data together, and it's serving you well.
Honestly, we were just talking about personalized software before this. I think we talked about it last week as well. But to grab my Strava data, all my exercise and run, whatever else, to grab my Whoop data, sleep and strain and stress, to grab my food data because I'm tracking calories and all that sort of lovely stuff in my Fitness Pal and weight or whatever else, then telling it my supplements. It was super, super interesting what it could do by bringing all those things together. And actually, I'm like you, I'm always sitting there going, well, what does this mean in the underwriting world or the claims world? When we get a submission, all we're doing is bringing in lots of pieces of data from lots of different places to go and try and make a decision. I've now got sleep, food, stress, weight, the whole lot in one place, supplements, and gone, these are the things that are missing. Like it very quickly went through my food and very quickly went through my supplements when you're missing omega-3. Like,
Yeah.
how would I have known that otherwise?
I rely on my wife to tell me, but yeah, you're right.
Well, your
Yeah,
wife
it's
did
good.
not
It's
call
good.
me.
Yeah, no, she's blocked your number. she
I don't think I was afterwards.
very good, very good. Now tell me what has been going on in the world of insurance and innovation this week, Nigel Walsh. We've got anything exciting to talk through on the pod? Sure we
It's
have.
AI, more AI, and more AI. Like you
We love a
can't
bit of AI.
escape it at the
Oh,
moment.
the Finfluencers as well. Let's talk
Go on.
Finfluencers. I'd like to.
What's
No, only
Finfluencers?
as much
You
as
start with that.
you were talking. I think last week you were talking about another vibe coding Nigel Walsh project was your financial planning. You're bringing it all
Yes.
together. So I saw in the week, so I was laughing to myself. So it's basically a whole consortium of regulators. So 17 regulators from around the world that are coming down hard on Finfluencers. Finfluencers being influencers who are promoting unregulated, potentially scamware, like in financial advice. Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a whole world of these guys who are talking this stuff up with absolute conviction and certainty and driving their audiences. We saw it with the Louis Theroux Manosphere stuff to a degree, right? About pushing these guys into whether it be crypto or anything else, which is potentially a brilliant way to lose all of your money. And and so who was it? It's Aaron Chalmers from Geordie Shore. Again, I mean, like, guy I don't really know, program I don't really know, very UK reference, I'm sure. But anyway, he's pleaded guilty to it, and there will be more to come, I'm no doubt. But so good to see finally regulators coordinating and coming down hard on this stuff. So well done.
I really agree with this. Like, I think it was the only way as Essex star Lauren Goodyear was fined a while back.
Okay.
But the amount was £3,750. It's like, it's not enough,
that's like one
if I'm being
referral.
really honest, for what you could be
Sure.
doing. And remember the podcast and video you and I were talking about before with not Mr. Beast, but with who is the influencer? Jake. Yes, him. Anyway,
Yeah,
we
him.
were
Yeah.
the guy that did the boxing.
Yeah.
See,
Jake
obviously,
Paul.
we're both there. We're
Yeah.
obviously clearly massive followers, but he was talking about how back to the attention is all you need. You've got Mr. Beast, like the most followed man on the planet, now going into banking and mobile phones and whatever else. And I feel he's a bit more responsible in doing so in a careful and considered way, because he does things with authority and with insight. Is at least my impression. Where you've got some of these other reality TV stars that are doing stuff and just going, oh, we're going to pay that because it's an advert, and not doing any of their own due diligence. All of a sudden they're recommending crypto this or crypto that or whatever it might be. And our kids or our younger generations are going after these things, going, oh, it seems like a good idea. It's recommended by her on the telly. I think it's ridiculous.
They're monetizing their audience in whatever way they can, right? Without care. They're just looking at how they can. They've got X hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. It's like, how do I get money from this now? That's
And
all
on
they're
that
doing.
news, I'd like to recommend this lemon and lime drink from Amazon.
I think it's more a warning that you don't get your own app out there. It's the Nigel Walsh Financial OS.
But
They can
then
do
you
the health.
but look, let's go back to our world. Then you go back into the world of advice versus guidance. You got to work out: are you independent? Are you not independent? Am I giving you advice? Am I giving you details about the facts of what we can and what we can't do? I mean, I am. Maybe it's just me. Hopefully not. I get frustrated as you listen to the first 3 minutes when you call someone and they go, "This call's recorded for training and quality purposes." Never really heard that before. Number one. Number two, we are not whole of market. We can only give you insights about our products, and we're giving you the facts. We can't give you advice. And it takes a long time to go through those so they can protect and understand what's going on. I think it's really important. Whilst it's frustrating at some points, it's like, okay, they have a duty of care to go through all these things.
I don't think I've heard those for ages. Are you phoning your insurer still? Who are you phoning? I haven't heard all of that warning for a long time.
Who did I phone recently? I phoned my life insurance business that I was asking about pension funds, and the lady was super helpful, and she was saying, we can only comment on what we've got here, and I can give you the insights about your funds and fund charges. I can't make any recommendations for you.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, it was good.
She knows her
I was
world.
totally fine with it. And it was super helpful, but it was a responsible, great British organisation. So there we go.
Nice to hear. Very nice to hear.
Yeah, good. But good for them. They need to be outlawed, because I think with great audiences comes great responsibility.
That's what they say.
See what I did there? I took Peter Parker.
Oh, I was going to say Superman. Was it Peter Parker? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, Spider-Man.
Wash your mouth out.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, we saw who is Peter Parker's girlfriend? Zendaya?
You're thinking of
I
Tom
think so.
Holland and
Yeah, Tom
Zendaya.
Holland. Yeah.
Yes.
We were in Brooklyn, in Dumbo, where she lives. That
Amazing.
wasn't the reason we were there. But yeah, she was just hanging out in the shop we're in. And I say
Matt was
we.
stalking Zendaya.
Yeah, no, really, it was my wife and kid. I actually had to go out and take a call. Brilliant, because I was officially working. And so, yeah, so Caroline hung out with her. And again,
Oh,
hung
that
out,
is
maybe a
funny.
bit of
Hey,
a stretch.
I've
But
got
yeah,
some things for you this week though, because look, it's
what's
been
it?
another busy week out there. I just saw something that intrigued me and got me thinking about our industry, because I get asked this question a lot. I'm sure you do as well. Where will insurance specific LLMs be or not be? And the example I'm
Hmm.
going to give you is from Harvey and Legora, both legal specific LLMs. I think one of them's just raised $5 billion plus.
Yeah.
And there's a guy online just said, I've built my own one in 2 weeks and I've open sourced it. Here it is. And it's called Mike OS. And it got me thinking, going, I was just listening to something else. I think it was Harry Stebbings and Roy O'Driscoll and Jensen Lemkin again, which I really love. But it got me thinking again, when they said something as, is anything safe from the Claudification or the Geminiification or the Chat GPT-ification, if that's a word, of these things? Like, if you can go out there and remake these things really
Yeah,
quickly,
yeah.
back to my point about using my financial advisor or my health OS that I've now created that are personalized to Nigel, um, is anything safe, number one? And question two, where are the insurance ones, Matt?
Interesting. So you've got, the old adage of like ideas are worthless. No, ideas are cheap.
Cheap executions.
Execution is everything, or whatever it is. And everyone's now executing, right? Interesting. To your point, so we're now moving beyond ideas, but maybe execution is everywhere. Distribution isn't. It's the kind of the next level. I mean, that's not very catchy. We might want to work on it. But you know what? It's like how is Mike OS actually getting it out there?
I know it is.
Albeit he's done a pretty good job, because I've also come across it, right? But it's you get your 5 billion investment, and then you can buy distribution, right? You can buy eyeballs, you can buy attention. But you've got any of us can make, you can make your Nigel OS tomorrow, but no one's going to be using it, right? Because you can't put the money behind it to get that. And I wonder whether therefore it's going to be a distribution game. Where is it in insurance? Yeah, I don't know, right? It's going to be, you've got a few plays. I know Aviva have been working with Founders Factory, and they're working on a couple of things. I don't know what is public and what isn't public, so I better stop that conversation there. But I know that they're doing a few interesting things in that kind of distribution play. But that's more looking at LLMs, and they launched I can't remember what they called it. Again, I don't want to use the wrong name.
But people like EXL have done the same, like
Sure.
the technology firm EXL have built one specifically for claims. I mean, if your corpus of data that you've got is unique and you're a TPA or you handle claims on behalf of people, you have a massive corpus of data that no one else has got. So I think they are in a really strong point to be able to go, we know claims better than anyone else because we've got all this data. We can normalize these things and then let you use them and then apply that backwards to other insights that come in. So I think there's a few out there, but there's not many. And I think
is that where we're all going to be going, right? So we got Sonar 2.0, which is like on the, it's the market intelligence LLM for like tech and innovation. Then you're going to have like EXL for claims and whatever it be, and then we're going to have these few players in their own specific domains. Is that what's going to be the Legora, the Harvey of the insurance world? I don't know.
I think the two that have really stood out to me, or the two industries that have stood out to me, are legal so far.
Yeah.
And it felt like there was enough of a moat around that because it was of what they were doing, number one. And number two was healthcare, because it was very specific on studies or medicine or whatever else it might be. I think
Have you seen this in healthcare?
Yes.
Beyond,
There's back in my Google days, we had
Yeah,
Med
sure.
LLM and a bunch of others that were very specific to medical.
Mate, did you see the Google Q on earnings?
I did. Crazy, right?
Wow.
I was chatting to a friend of mine the other day who was at Google now with me again, and I remember being there. I joined. I think we were 10 billion a year. I left. It was 12 billion a quarter, and now it's 20 billion a quarter.
Incredible.
Like, the growth is insane. Like,
You know, that whole
Huge
kind of,
kudos
we
to him.
Google have missed the AI boat. It's like,
Not
oh, I don't
quite.
think so.
Not quite.
Incredible. Sorry,
But go
I
back to the
interrupted.
LLMs, go
Yeah,
back to the insurance ones. I still firmly believe it's a combination of frontier model that's got massive amounts of data, not an expert in any one thing. And actually,
yeah,
there was a guy in insurance that was going, "Oh, look, these frontier models are rubbish," and proved it out that they weren't right for insurance. I'm like, but they can't be right for insurance. What you have to do is take the large language model and your specific data as
yep,
this, let's call it small language, and combine those two and update this one piece over here that then is passed against the large language model for the things that you want to do with it. So
yeah,
that SLM is your secret sauce, whereas the LLM is not. It's the frontier piece.
yeah,
Um, so I'm intrigued by these, and I'm intrigued to see whether or not the walls or moat falls for the likes of Lagora or Harvey
yeah,
based on things like this.
yeah.
I
Super
suspect it
interesting,
won't.
right? Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know, and you got to be wondering what these investors are thinking. So we got, I think I've told you off record, but we got an approach at Sonar,
Hang on,
right?
we're now
For
recording those. Just remember.
yeah. No, but I think it's fine. But I don't think I told you on the pod. So we got approached for acquisition by a company out in, so it's market intelligence business out in the US who. So it's the investors into that business who put a chunk of money in end of last year are now helping with their M&A activity, right? So from that investment, they're going out and buying a bunch of companies to bring in under the fold. And I looked into that business that will be the potential acquirer of these companies. So we've declined. And it's antiquated tech stack with very little unique data. And it's kind of to your point, it's like, but they've just secured an absolute fortune. And they're now going on their M&A spree almost to like rectify that position. And so it's a private equity house that was in touch with us. But it's like, it's insane, isn't it? That there is so either, I mean, but you know, maybe that's just a poor capital deployment, but it's like capital is still sloshing around going to these places where,
I'm not convinced of that.
well, I mean, it literally had happened. I mean, no, I mean, I like to believe like the world of investment is getting more mature and more, uh, like corrected from, 10 years ago, let's
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
or
yeah.
5 years ago,
Oh,
for sure. But it's still going on. And that still blows my mind, right? Especially in
yeah.
this world. But if these guys are like, valuation of 5 billion or raising 5 billion, I can't remember which of the two it was, with Lagora. But it's like, and yet someone can replicate their business in 2 weeks. Can they really? Is there a bigger moat? Are we missing something? Do we not know the
And I
whole,
think that's the whole SaaS
sure.
apocalypse as well, right? Let's go rip our core admin or core finance, and we're going to replace it overnight with a vibe coded app that Matt and Nige built in the garage while drinking a beer and eating Doritos. Like, it's just not reality, which
Alcohol-free
is
beer.
why I think these two things are interesting, but are unlikely, because you're going to want to be able to have liability and support and all the things that go with all those things to be able to go,
Yeah, yeah.
where's my recourse? So there is none if you go down that route.
Yeah. Yeah, true story. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into next week. You wait. Next week it might be when you're back from Vegas. You back?
Friday.
Anyway,
Friday,
yeah.
Friday, Friday.
Well, we might chat
I see
Friday.
the Backstreet Boys to get in my marathon.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh mate, London Marathon. Sorry, I just heard the word. How good was that? Hey, sub 2 hours.
Sub 2.
Awesome. That was
Hang
epic.
on. Top 3 people all beat the world record.
Was that
And the
right?
top 2 did it sub 2, and the third person literally just above it. And but the whole hype then moved to these Adidas trainers that were
Yeah,
super
saw that. How
spongy,
cool was
and
that?
they were really cool. And someone posted online something along the lines of, Nike have been trying for years to do this in a non-control, because they did it before with Capoche and a controlled environment, but never in an open race has it been done. And this guy just cruised through it.
What do you mean by that? Sorry, the Nike
So
bit?
Nike have been investing in for years in the right
Or trying to get the
trainers and
trainers
environment.
lighter?
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
that the magic number was, I'm such a nerd. The
It's like
magic number was
19.5 or something.
3.4
Oh, is
ounces.
it?
It was
Okay.
tiny.
Yeah.
Like, it's like one of our other friends, as well, Mark, has said to me, like, they're like paper almost, and they're filled with gases and all
Wow.
this sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And they're super light. and there was this, was it the BBC or something else said, someone wearing these sort of the lightweight trainers can take 57 seconds off of their marathon time. I'm sitting there going, that's 2 seconds a mile.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
sure.
wouldn't make a difference to me.
Yeah, totally. Right, it's like the first step, the gas would be like, um, that's
no,
incredible.
no wind jokes here.
Yeah,
But yeah, amazing, right? Just truly amazing.
yeah, truly.
But where does it go
Anyway,
next?
indeed. Where does it go? It can't get too much quicker, surely. But I did love it. Yeah, I bought some new trainers. I did. I said to you last night, I think. I was doing a High Rocks in Cardiff. I bought. Okay, there's new Puma Nitro something, especially designed for High Rocks athletes. They're like 250 quid or
You're a
thereabouts.
marketer's dream. You
Mate,
and me
but like
both.
every single person in that venue, we're talking thousands, were wearing the same pair of these bright pink trainers. It's incredible, right?
It's amazing.
I love it.
It's amazing. Oh,
It is amazing.
So what's the difference between that and the Finfluencers?
What, me saying that? Going
No,
by,
no, 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 no. What's the difference between you being influenced by a brand to go spend
yeah, sure.
250
Well,
quid,
sure?
thousands of people wearing those 250 quid trainers because they're the branded ones for the event? No different than buying a football jersey or a soccer jersey.
Yeah.
I get it. But what's the difference between a Finfluencer and a brand doing that?
What is the difference? I think because if the brand is saying X, Y, Z, they have to be upholding that. A Finfluencer doesn't, right? And that's it. And that's why it's the regulations that have come down hard on the Finfluencers.
Or maybe
A brand can't go spouting it's 3.5 grams, right? If it's not, or it's going to
that's
take
true.
57 seconds
They're held
off
to
your,
Advertising Standards
yeah,
Authority or whatever else it might be. But equally, I guess they are very clearly at the outset going, we are a for-profit company and this is our product.
Yeah.
We're not saying to you as a result that, Matt, you can do a pro time in 57 seconds less because you wear our trainers. Maybe they do.
Indeed.
I don't know. But
yeah. But if they did say that, I'd be there. I'd be buying it.
You'd be buying 2 pairs.
Just in case. Right, what else? I was going to say something about, I was going to talk boring insurance stuff. Go on, we can.
So,
Can't we?
A, it's never boring, but B, go back to your private equity story, because the one that caught my attention was a company called Medallia that does customer sentiment stories and all that sort of stuff. I've had friends that have worked there. It's a great organization. We've all had a survey. Brands that we know and love use it all the time, like Virgin Media, and you'll always get these things.
I've seen it.
Medallia.
I don't know them very well, but yeah, it's definitely seen there. I know of them.
Their private equity firm, Thoma Bravo, just handed the keys back to the creditors, and they went, they can no longer service their debt. So, and in listening to Harry, Rory, and Jason, they were talking about a number of companies in this space that have got high debt levels that they may or may not be able to service going forward. So this isn't the first. They talked about it. They thought it was the first. I think there's been one or two before, or one before. It's very unusual in private equity. It's quite common, of course, in venture.
Yeah.
So, and I just thought, wow. And it goes back to the point we were talking about. This is all beautifully linked. It goes back to the Lagora Harvey conversation. You're going to go build a business, and someone has just recreated it with AI. Why can't you go vibe code that and take out the SaaS cost if your moat, inverted commas, is not strong enough? Really interesting.
It is really interesting. Yeah, it's just, and I get it, right? It's like you've got to. There's a point where you have to stop putting money in if it's not working out, right? So whether that money is being misspent, the business is being mismanaged,
or there's no path to multiple X.
or no path, that's right, or it's not going to work out. So you have to stop, and then these guys, I mean, they have their portfolio around that business, right, which will hopefully be making a shed ton of money, and they'll be fine, right? They just write this off as another
way outside my
X billion wasted.
I can imagine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But it's like we haven't talked about it. You know, you had Allbirds on your feet the other day. The founder of that. We didn't ever talk about that on the pod, did we? I don't think. But but it's like that guy. So I heard him. I can't remember his name's Tim somebody. The founder of Allbirds. And he's a Kiwi guy. And I saw him speak. He came to Sean Quincy from Symphony, a life insurance pass company startup, invited me over to speak in New Zealand end of last year, I think it was. And in fact, straight after Vegas, I went from ITC Vegas straight on. And in that amazing entrepreneurial kind of New Zealand circuit, he knows Tim, the founder of Allbirds, who then went over to Silicon Valley, I think, when they IPO'd and then built a business out there. And they were worth absolutely. I'm sure he was doing like a fireside chat, right? And they were worth
4 billion
gazillions.
at one
And
point. Yeah.
yeah, and he was I think he was a pro footballer, like a soccer player, who turned entrepreneur. Couldn't get his head out of this idea of there has to be a way of making like an ethical shoe, or having never come from any kind of like fashion design background or anything like that. Anyway, got this brand up and running. And then it went to this high to an absolute low. I mean, like and I think this was after he had stepped away from CEO, sitting on the board. I think he still does sit on the board, and really working hard to turn the business around and get valuation back up. But then the point was, this is maybe a month old now, wasn't it? Where he then. What did he say? He like turned his business into an AI business, where he had an idea for an AI business, and then suddenly he was able to get like an absolute mountain of investment. I'm sorry for all lack of stats and stuff. It's
the asset was sold for 39 million when it was worth 4 billion recently,
right.
and they've pivoted to become an AI organization.
But then some crazy valuation, like
it went up 500%. Yeah, it's crazy.
Then there's a whole load of noise around that, right? Is it the right thing or the wrong thing? He's a white entrepreneur, like he's a guy versus
randomly or not, I've never owned a pair of Allbirds, and now I do. I went out and bought a pair. My brother bought some. I'm like, I'm gonna give them a go, and actually they're super comfortable.
Mate, they're really comfy, aren't they? Yeah. So when I arrived in New Zealand, my luggage didn't arrive, and at this event they were giving away like a few hundred pairs. And so Sean Quincy, this chap, who's an absolute legend of a guy, got I think he even brought them around to my hotel and just dropped them off.
Amazing.
It's so. So then I was walking around in these incredibly comfy shoes.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. Have you got any more since or not?
No, I haven't. And you know what? I haven't told him this, but I had so little space in my luggage, I actually left them in New Zealand.
No,
I know, it's a terrible admittance, but yeah,
Matt, that was a really good story till that point. Like you've just now.
Yeah, I'll just edit that out. It'll be fine. Yeah.
So much for ethical. Thanks. I've got the single-use shoe. We're giving out about single-use straws, and there's you getting single-use.
No, I say again to my mate. I think he's got bigger feet than I have. But hey,
we've got two more stories that I'm going to run.
Come on.
One was obviously the news this week. Also, that OpenAI and Microsoft's their exclusivity is now no longer exclusive, and then OpenAI is now available. ChatGPT is available. The model's available through Amazon, so that's all changing dramatically, which I thought was super interesting. But given the Nigel OS and Matt OS and Hyrox OS, we're all spending our token budgets quite a lot, aren't we, Matthew?
Yeah, we are, mate. I think yeah. It's getting expensive. It's getting expensive.
And
I think my CTO is like wondering where all these tokens keep disappearing to, albeit he has it exactly against whose name is spending what. It's lovely just seeing. I think I must be using like 95% of the company's budget.
I love it though. Like, I love it, and I love the curiosity. Like we can't have everyone going to do this stuff, but we've got to make sure that we know how to play, what we're doing, what it can do, and what it can't do. So that opportunity to play, I think, is super important. But you're not alone, Matt. Don't worry. Uber have expended their or blown through their AI budget this year already. That's in the news everywhere. There's this whole story of token
money
maxing,
on it as well.
A lot more than Matthew Conley or Nigel Wolf. That's without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of stuff coming up right now around the ROI of AI, not just the how much is it to go do, but how much is it to go run and have all these tokens doing things compared to the humans that were contributing to society before that. So I think we're kind of in that little really interesting spot right now where people are looking at, well, should I have the machine do it or should I have humans do it?
Yeah.
And I think there's I think you read this every week. There's a thing around the backlash of AI is coming as well. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows? No, I'm going to be, fascinated. I think I need to curb my credit habit a little bit. What I certainly need to do is, hey, it's the 1st of May. I can start again. I was going to say, wait till the end of the month. I'm back.
Unbelievable. What are you doing for the weekend? Anything exciting?
I am. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing another Hyrox. I'm doing the men's pro on. Yes, I did mixed doubles last night. I'm doing the men's pro on Sunday night, so that will be good. Hopefully back with my original partner if he's not injured. So the guy I'm doing the worlds with. So we're going to have a bit of a practice run. So That is,
I
and
love
then my
it.
sister is coming over from California, so I've got those. I got her and her husband over for the weekend,
That's
which will
awesome.
be ace. So I know I
I will
feel
be on a
like
12-hour
I
flight.
no, yeah, so they're already in the UK. They landed. They're in with his family at the moment. So
Amazing.
they will hopefully be enjoying the sunshine that you're experiencing, and then they'll enjoy a bit of rain, I'm sure, when they come down to Bristol. What about you?
My
Barbecues,
dad always used to
sunshine.
call it liquid sunshine.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I'm Las
There you go.
Vegas bound, and
Oh yeah, of course you are. Sorry, yeah.
I think it's gonna be like 33 or 34 degrees. So my pasty white Irish skin will be having factor 5,000 on it. I think very shortly.
Mate, you're not going to be outside. Who are you kidding?
I hope so, a little bit.
Which hotel or venue is it?
I'd have to kill me if I told you or if I
Okay,
actually knew. I look at it when I'm on the plane. I think,
there you go.
yes, we're there. We're in Vegas.
You're there
Did you know?
somewhere.
Really interesting, dull fact that you get from an Uber driver when you drive into Vegas. There's 198,000 or 158,000 hotel rooms in Vegas.
That's a lot, isn't it? That's a
That's a lot of
lot.
hotel rooms. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
It
It's
makes you
definitely not a
realize
place.
how small ITC is and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, what even when you do go to IC and they've got like Mandalay Bay's got a second conference happening within it for another like 10 or 20,000 people. It's like it's like let alone
It's
the rest
crazy.
of the hotel and three
Google,
Starbucks and yeah, incredible.
Google was last week. Then it was another one of our partners. Now it's us. Like they're never ending. It's pretty
Yeah, it's
impressive.
amazing. Yeah, it is. It really is.
Hey, enjoy your
Well, good
weekend.
luck.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
good luck in Vegas, fella. And we'll catch up next week, but I'm sure before.
I'll
All
be
right.
walking because we're doing a marathon. So watch this
Oh
space. See you soon.
yes. Yeah, good luck for that as well. Yeah, big love.
Thanks,
Later.
man.
Bye.
Bye.